guys. Thanks for joining. And without wasting much of our time, just before I go on to the presentation, I'd just like to use this opportunity to state that if you are in the glam sector generally and you have like you're looking to like have partnerships with certain institutions in your country or wherever you are, either at a local level, at a regional level, and you need help and maybe resources, you can reach out to the Content Partnerships Hub, right? Or you can reach out to me directly because I could help you, see how we could support you and create that partnership. So yeah, let's go back to uploading files to Wikimedia Commons using the PattyPan batch upload. Yeah, so PattyPan is just one of those tools created by the Wikimedia community generally to like support and aid community members in uploading files to Wikimedia Commons, all kinds of files from we're talking about from pictures to archives to documents and what have you. And this tool has stood the test of time. A lot of wiki tools come in and they like because of lack of maintenance, nobody is looking after those tools. They just go obsolete and they are no longer in use. But PattyPan has, continued to, it's been maintained and it's still there. It's still one of those tools that still work. Recently, we're trying to look at how we can make PattyPan better, and we just had a new edition of PattyPan come out in February. So the latest version of PattyPan would be PattyPan 26.02. And the difference between PattyPan 26.02 and PattyPan 22 is the fact that when you open PattyPan 26.02, you don't get to see the source code. Usually, in the previous version, when you open the apps application, there are like two interfaces that comes out. One is the back end and one is the front end. So you see the coding, the source coding and everything, and then you see the front end where you get to work with. But in this current version, there is no back end. It's just the source code, and I think it's very, very easy and very, very fast and simple to use. And but before we go into details of all the practicals, I think there are just a few things we need to point out and how and why this it's very important for us as a people. I know a lot of us here are already Wikimedians because we're already taking part in the Wiki Loves Africa photographic campaign already that's ongoing in Africa currently. And so I have this idea that a lot of you here are already vast Wikimedians, right, from different communities. And if you're here for the first time as well, it's a good thing. I started my wiki journey using PattyPan generally. That was like the first tool I was introduced to because of the project I was working on. And so, yeah. So let's see how we can go about this. Okay. So the first things first is you want to prepare your images and your data. And this is the part where sometimes it becomes a little bit complex because a lot of people don't they don't want to go through the rigors of preparing their images and preparing the data. Data is very important, and for a context like Wiki Loves Africa, we already know it's no longer news. We already know that description of the images, description of the files you're going to be uploading are very, very important. So the description of the files just makes a part of the metadata of that image, right? There are still other elements of the image that we want to know most times. Like sometimes these things are used for research or project work. So someone may want to analyze and check for the different types of cameras using capturing images of Wikimedia Commons, right? It's just a part of research. For someone who is working on photography would want to maybe research. And so if your description is not up to date, if you don't have the rights, if you don't put in the cameras, you use the shorter size and stuff like that, maybe that research will not be very verifiable. But I'm just saying descriptions are very important and preparing images are very, very important. Image quality is very important. For me, I work with archives and we have strict guidelines for the size of the archives we use. We use about 600 dpi's for archives for normal JPEGs, and we use within 300 to 450 for TIFF files. So TIFF files are like the raw files that even if you zoom in, you would see the exact size and weight of the lines or the image as well. So you have to make sure that you prepare your image correctly, have the best good image quality, the size of the images as well. as much as PattyPan allows you to upload a number of images at the same time, right? Within a few minutes or a few minutes. Because I think Upload Wizard takes, I think it's almost the same time to take it to upload one image that it would take to upload like a PattyPan file. But that's if you're used to using PattyPan. If you're not very versed with it, it will take longer minutes or longer time, or maybe hours sometimes if you're not used to it, if you're learning it. But so we need to have the right image quality, the right image resolution, and the max file, is 100 MB and stuff. So you have to make sure your file size is. And I think for a project like Wiki Loves Africa, we already know that image quality and the size of the image actually also matters. You can't choose to use a 20 KB image to like win a Wiki Loves Africa prize. I think that's almost impossible, almost impossible. So you have to ensure that the size and the quality of the image is very important. And then we have descriptive data. You have to like give good description of the image or the file you're trying to upload. If you have the name, the location, the dates, whatever it is, your my presentation is more aligned with archives, but I mean I know it is Wikiloves Africa, so we have more images and photographs. So we have to describe that image very, very well. Like this is Kajuro Castle, right? I can describe this image. If I'm to describe this image, I will describe it as a castle sitting on a rock in a so location. I'll try to put the location. I'll be trying to put the date as well. And if I have details of the architect, I'll put it as well, right? So I'll say a castle sitting on a rock in what is the location? In Kajuru, in what state? I'll put the states and I'll put design in. If I know the dates, I put the dates by the architect, designed by, I put that, those little details are what like makes your file very different and distinct, and helps it to be more findable and makes it more visible in the Wikimedia Commons repository. Because a repository, one thing that makes a good image or a good file is the ability to find and see those files when someone is looking for them. That's what makes it very, distinct and different. Because the Wikimedia Commons has countless number of images or media files, and what is the chances that we would find your image when we search for it? When someone puts rights and rituals on Wikimedia Commons, what is the chances that your image would come out? So it is how well detailed or how well described the image are. And copyright and licensing, we already know that copyright is a thing in Wikimedia's space. We usually use the CC by SE 4.0 international license, share alike license, which gives people the access to share, to reuse, and reproduce those images using the same license as well. And just to put it out there, that the first thing that comes to mind when you hear about um, free use or open access is attribution. As much as it's going to be used by someone else freely, there is still a fact to know that it will be attributed to the right source. So if you're the one that owns the image, you will get the attribution for that image. So nothing to worry about. Next things I would go to is organizing and naming the files. First things first, you need to understand that PattyPan works with Excel sheets. And the reason why we work with Excel sheets is the fact that the images can be so much, right? This is a part of an Excel I use for working, right? For a recent project, right? But you see, we have these different headings which would cumulatively make up they'll cumulatively make up the metadata of the file, each of the file that I want to upload, right? So when you have large images, you want to take your time and put them in an Excel sheet to help you with the data. And even if you don't want to create an Excel sheet like this, you can just put them as single file, describe them properly on single files, right, in an Excel sheet, and that just makes things easy for you, right? And these file names will really help you with visibility and other things that like you need for PattyPan, right? And it's just easier when you have these things listed like this, because I mean what PattyPan does for you is that PattyPan creates an Excel sheet for you that you put up, that you upload through the PattyPan pathway, and then Wikimedia Commons can translate and read that. And most times the images or the files are in your computer. And when the participant creates the Excel sheets, it's creating the Excel sheets based off the information it has from the files that are saved on your computer, right? Either Mac or normal OS, normal soft HP or Dell laptop or stuff like that. So it's very important you have an Excel well detailed with all the information listed in it, and it will help you like just get a head start on what you want to do. And so I'm taking you now to what the PattyPan page looks like. This is what's like when you want to start PattyPan process. The on your left, you see generate spreadsheet and validate upload. That is what the PattyPan interface looks like. And this was the 2022 March version of PattyPan, which has been in use and maintained until the new version came out just 2026 February this year. So so this is what the landing page of PattyPan looks like. Let me see. Okay, this is what the landing page of PattyPan looks like. You see generate spreadsheet, you see validate, and you see upload, right? Um, that being said, you you launch a PattyPan, you select your image, which I will show you when we get to the practical section. You fill the metadata, like there's a part in PattyPan where you have to fill metadata. You add descriptions, the dates, the authors, the categories to each of the image role, and then you validate and upload the creations of the Excel sheets that you've created and stuff. And I'll show you how we do this in the coming minutes. Right. So this after that part, this is like the next part. This is like the next part for the party plan. This is what it looks like in the next part. Managing categories and other data and stuff like that. So what this means is when you get here, if you look at the left here, you see templates. It shows you the different kind of like it just makes this easy for you in creating metadata, right? So if it's an artwork has different information that someone would usually look for, search for Wikimedia Commons. So if you tap on the artwork templates on to your left, the information you have, the templates that would come out to be totally different from when you type on a book. So if you type on a book, you have a different information altogether that is required. Aside the source, the license, you probably have maybe an ISBN number or something else, right? You have other information. If you tap on art photo, it's the template gives you a more organized or a more specific kind of information that would probably be needed for to make the metadata for an art photo. The same thing goes for musical work. A photograph, if you have a photograph, that's where you start seeing things like camera size, the shutter this, and all of those informations that photographers would probably get. And a lot of times, these informations are auto-generated by the image, right? If you take the image and you've not edited the image per se, the EXIF data will just be automatically inserted into this thing. Once you add the image, the participator will be able to read the details or the properties of the image and just most likely impute them for you, right? But if it's not done, then you have to like do it yourself, right? So the next we have like maps for people that upload maps. Maybe you're taking a project on uploading maps and stuffs from a region. It will give you the details as well. And then after that, sometimes it's very easy to like integrate this to Wikidata. Very easy because of this structured kind of information or metadata you have. It's easier for you to integrate them to Wikidata. And then don't forget we are using spreadsheets because you're keeping your data on spreadsheets so you can consistently track them and ensure that they are consistent with the uploads. There was a bug we experienced that sometime in Wikidata that after creating our spreadsheets, the PattyPan allowed us to upload the files even when the description did not align to the image. And that was very problematic for us because before, if your image description does not match the image, PattyPan will like will rule it as an error. So it's easier for you to like go back and find where the error came from and try to correct it. But at some point we were able to PattyPan will just upload the image for you. So it started giving us like we started had to like go back if we made mistakes to like start correcting descriptions on Wikimedia Commons, and that was very tedious. So we are very careful with PattyPan. We don't make mistakes as much as a space. If you give one space on the Excel sheets can affect your entire uploads to PattyPan, and that's why it's very critical that you're very focused and careful when using this, so you don't go through the rigors of doing it over and over again. Please, Hillary, as I'm speaking, just do well to like nudge me through a private message with the time I have left, so I don't, overshoot. Thank you very much. Getting permissions and licensing. So for us who use PattyPan is like a tool that's most commonly used for Wikimedians in residence and Wikimedians in Wikipedians in residence as well, because of the kind of materials we have to work with. Usually large special collections that we have to create Excel sheets for, create the metadata and stuff like that. So um before using PattyPan, if you're in the global cultural heritage sector, we usually advise that before you even think of starting to use PattyPan, you should always get your licensing and your permissions, like get your permissions before you do that, right? And why this is important is because um it takes 30 days. I think it's the same for a lot of, even for upload visa. It takes 30 days for the um permissions team or Wikimedia Commons to like take down your image or your file if you don't have the right attribution or if you don't have the right letter of declaration of consent from the author of the file that you're uploading. And in this case, which is for rights and rituals for the Wiki in Africa community, it's very important that we know that a lot of these images are going to be yours. And we also know in some cases that the images are not yours and you would probably need to get an attribution or get a license from the owner, the original creator of the image. But I'm very sure most like more than 80 to 90% of the times the image will be your image. So you already have the license to this. So it won't be a problem working with PattyPan because you already own the license or you own ownership of these files that you'll be uploading to PattyPan. And so we use most times if you have to like get like a consent from the author. I think recently permissions team were becoming they were trying to like tie up some loose ends and I uploaded files and they refused to approve the license. So although I had a letter of declaration of consent, so I had to like do a new letter of declaration of consent. And that means I had to like ask the author of the files to send an email to permissions@wikimedia.org. I think that's the email to like tell them that they are the owner of the work and they are aware I'm putting the work and they've given me the license and the letter was there and stuff like that before the permissions team of Wikimedia Commons give the images license and allow them to stay on Wikimedia Commons. So permissions are routine and they are very important. Um yeah, so I'll go to the next. So this is very important. I used to have I think I'll still have to like use my formulas, like my notes where I've written formulas for the Excel because it can be very complex. And I think it's been a while since I uploaded, but I'll soon start uploading again because I have a project that we just digitized over 200 archives and we're trying to like upload those through PattyPan as well using some members of the community. And I mean, if you're interested, you should sign up for that. It will help you practice using PattyPan because we'll be making available the archives as well for the uploads. But yeah, so I most times when I leave PattyPan for a while, I mean it's Excel and it's formula and it's mathematics sometimes. I have to go back to my notes to check like the formulas and check like what I had to do and how I have to go about it. It's very important you have a backup for the original files. So I have a hard drive. I think we had like three hard drives where I have the original files stored. It's very important to have like so you don't lose your files. Excel formulas. We use Excel formulas to like to combine the file name. So you see, I think on one of the slides I showed you the Excel sheets how they are on different columns. So what this Excel formula is like, I use the formula to like combine the names so that I have just one name. So when I upload it to Wikimedia Commons, it comes out as just one name. It's not like splits the way it's split on the table. And so sometimes a very good practice for efficient upload is to check your metadata very well. Remove sensitive, ESIF metadata if you have privacy concerns. It's at your discretion to allow what you think is suitable to go on and what is not suitable to be on Wikimedia Commons. Privacy concern is a great topic of interest, and deciding what is private and what is not private is at the discretion of the author. And ethical considerations are very important as well. You have to be sure that what you're putting on Wikimedia Commons is supposed to be there, and it does not like in any way put information that have the tendency to harm or like cause kind of rigor amidst the community or the people or the person or whoever or whatever the file is going to be representing on Wikimedia Commons. It's very important you make sure of that. So iterate uploads. So it's usually advisable you start with small batches, correct errors, learn the process, and then proceed with larger sets. Like it's usually even advisable you start with like one file. Like for the practical section, I'm going to use like just three files. The work I'm using is just has just three files in it. So it's advisable to start with like one file, maybe start with like three. Maybe if you think it's sweet and you enjoy using PattyPan, you try with like 10. Who knows? Tomorrow you'll be in a university that has like a photo collection, a full photo collection, and you'll be like a Wikimedia in residence, and you need to upload those photos using PattyPan or maybe Open Refine, and then you have to like create metadata for those files, and then this will come in handy. So you just try it. Maybe you start with one file or two files, and it works for you. Oh, this is great. You try to go to 10, maybe 15, 30. I can work with complex sets, right? I can work with like up to like 45 files at a time, because I mean it's PattyPan and I know how to use it now because I've been using it for some time over the space of 3 years, I guess. So I know how. I still sometimes make errors and go through the frustration of doing it again. But yeah, it's for me, it's faster, it's easier because of I've been using it. So you have to like iterate uploads. You need to take it step by step. It's not one of those skills on Wikimedia that you just get in. I mean, there's really no skill in Wikimedia or Wikimedia Commons or Wikimedia generally that you just get in aside upload wizard, which is like one of the most easiest things to do, basically. But not so easy in itself, because it can also get complex. But I mean, you have to take it slow and master the process and master the art of using PattyPan. And I think I'm coming to the end of my presentation. So yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's the end of the presentation. And so I would like go into practical section. But before I go into practical section, please, Hillary, just send me a message and tell me how many minutes I have left for the practical section. And if you have questions here on the call, please do well to ask the questions now. I'll be taking questions while I wait for Hillary to send me a message on how many minutes I have left. Thank you very much.
Hillary is here, and I can just tell you how many minutes you will have left here. So this is
Okay.
15 o'clock UTC. So you have I'll give you the next 40 to 50 minutes to finish because we have another session at exactly 16 o'clock. Hope that is enough.
Yeah, that would work. That would work.
All right.
Okay. So I'm waiting for your questions, guys. I'm waiting for your questions. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Are there any questions? If there are no questions, I mean, that means I'm a very good tutor. I mean, that means I did very good with explaining this stuff. Okay. All right. I think I'll be sharing my screen again. I do hope I have a party pad on this PC. God have mercy. Let me see. Where are we? Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to like. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for your. Thank you for your presentation. Any questions for me? Please, can you talk about the video parts? Okay, like to upload videos using PattyPan. So PattyPan does not really give you the if you want to upload video using PattyPan, have not tried it, and I don't know how complex it would be to upload videos using PattyPan, but I think I can try it and maybe get back to you on that. But I don't think PattyPan really a lot of people use videos on PattyPan because videos can be very complex sometimes, and they're like other means to like upload videos on Wikimedia Commons. using the Video Commons software. I think PattyPan is more or less like files that, I mean, one video can be like up to 40 MB. So you can't do bulk video upload on PattyPan, basically, right? Because you have like maybe a height of maybe 100 MB to like upload at once. So, but I mean, videos, you can use Video to Commons to upload. And I don't know, maybe OpenRefine does video uploads in batch, in bulk, right? Maybe to work for one video, but when you want to do like four videos at the same time, maybe that would be very complex and even cause disruption to the system. So for now, I would say for now categorically, I have not experimented with videos on PattyPan as of yet. I don't know why I've not tried it, but maybe I should. But yeah, I don't think that works. How can we get the correct formula for Excel? So to get the correct formula for Excel, depending on what your Excel sheet looks like, in the practical section, I'll be showing you the formulas I use, which I think should work for literally every, I mean, Excel is universal, which I think should work for every Excel file. I'll show you formulas I use for at every point, but for every section I get to, I have to put formulas. So you would, have those, written somewhere as well, and then we can move from there. Okay. Yeah, it's practical clock. I'm just hoping I have PattyPan oh, I have PattyPan. Great. Okay, let me see. Let me share my screen again so we can run anyway. I think this is it. Okay, sharing. I need to see. 1 minute, please, guys. Just stay with me. Okay, share. Please confirm that you can see my screen, guys.
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Okay, like I mentioned in the presentation, this is like the landing page for PattyPan 26.02. I don't know if you have like PattyPan installed on your PC and maybe you want to like just with one image, it doesn't have to be just with one image. If you have PattyPan installed on your system, you can, you can join and try out while we start. So I'm going to generate my spreadsheet now. I have 45 minutes left. I'm going to generate my spreadsheet now. I have my hard drive connected to my PC already, so I'll just go ahead and generate my spreadsheets. Right. Yeah. Okay. You see that it has three files, three JPEG files in it. It's just the same way the way you add files, like upload files to any platform or any database or something. You just go to your browser and find where the file is and add it. Right. Usually this was very difficult to do because you need to like actually add it by clicking on the pathway. You have to not really the file, but now it's been made easy. You just tap on it and it just comes out. But before you have to like follow the paths to like get the link to add the files. So I'll click on next, and then um this is what we have next, right? Should I make this bigger? Yeah. So like I said, this is like for for this is like for all the details you have to like put in if you're going to be using the artwork templates, right? This is for the artwork templates. So you have all the details you have to put in. But I'm not using I'm not using for photographs, which is what I'm using for the rights and rituals contest. As a photographer, you have this. So I want to explain to you what this thing stands for. Yes, constant, and no. These are major parts of you know of PattyPan, right? So the field name is photographer. Is there a photographer? If there's a photographer, you put yes, and you write the name of the photographer here. If there is no photographer, you put no, right? Now, if you put content, if you put constant, what it means is that the photographer for all the images you're going to be uploading is the same. You understand? The photographer is the same. That's what constant means. That means it's not changing, right? So if you put title yes, title, if you put constant, that means the title for all the files you put in are the same. If there's no title to your image, which is almost not the case, you put no. So that's how these three columns work, right? Are there people depicted in the picture? Yes. If there are no people, no. Depicted place, yes. If there is none, no. Is there a date? If you say constant, if the date is 1955 or 2005, across all images, or 2026 across all images. Because for Wiki Loves Africa, we understand that some of these images you could have taken them 3 years ago, could have taken them 4 years ago, and you want to like share them now because they align more closely with the contest. So in that kind of situation, the dates cannot be constant because it will just be one image in the set of images you want to upload, right? So the dates would be yes, and you put the range of dates you have, maybe from the earliest date to the most current date, right? And so that's what we all you could decide to preload date from the essay file. That's from the metadata of the image itself. When the image was taken, if you put preload date from SE file, all the data from the image would just come up, right? And that's what you have to do, right? But for me, right, I'm not working with a photograph or a map, or I want to use information. Information is like the most basic, like it's just like giving information to the files you want to upload, right? That's just basically what it is, giving information to the file you want to upload. And so I would like put the description of the file I want to upload, I'll put the date, I'll put the source, right? If I have the source, I'll put the author of the file, I'll put the author of the file. If it has a Wikidata item, this is a great place to put just copy the Wikidata code and just put it there, right? It will reflect on the file. Um, the permissions for this, I'll put the permissions. If there are other versions of the file, and then the license as well, with which I'm uploading this file, I'll put all of those there, right? So can we continue? Okay, so let's do this. The description I have to like, let me see. I need to be able to go to other screens and 1 minute. So let me share my entire screen so I'll be able to like split screens and stuff back and forth. Screen share. Okay. Okay. So I think the project I'm working on is block of offices for MKO Abiola. That's the project. That's the title of the project, right? So I'll just copy that, right? And I'll just copy that and I'll go back to my PattyPan to put that. I'll put for block of offices for Abiola, right? I'll look for the date from the Excel sheets. I'll look for the date from the Excel sheets. The date is 1974. All the dates are the same, 1974. So I'll go back to my PattyPan and I'll add the date, which is 1974, and I'll put it as constant because it's the same for all files. I don't have a source for this, but I have an author. My author is um Onafo Wokon. Let me that's the author of the file. Let me 1 minute. I need to get like the exact name. I had like a screenshot on the PowerPoint presentation where I kept stats already. So let's just use stats. I think they're pretty much the same. So yeah, I have creator Michael Olutisona Falcon. Okay. Creators column Michael Olutisona Falcon. So have this creator Michael Olutisona Falcon, right? The permission is constant. No other versions, no. License is or permission. Let's say permission is permission. Because it's just the same file elements. Let's say um permissions. We use this code here sub st dot op. So this is just like a constant we use for sub st column op for the permissions is constant, right? The author is constant for all three files as well because of it's the same author for the three. Because you remember this block of offices has just three files in it, and the author for all the three files is the same person, and the permission is going to be this sub st dot op. License is cc. I think it's also in these brackets as well. Let me just confirm. So yeah, 60 by SA 4.0. Okay. 60 by SA 4.0. All caps. All right. And so when we have this, we can if we click on next, what happens is you get um you get it will create like an Excel sheet for you. PattyPan will create an Excel sheet for you, right? The license is constant for all three files. It's not changing. So if you click on this, PattyPan goes ahead to create an Excel sheet for you, right? It's asking if we want to create an Excel sheet because I already have like a naming style for this PattyPan sheets. I already have how I'm naming them, so I'll just retain my naming nomenclature. I will not change it. I usually have like let me check on my spreadsheet. I have like a folder where I save all participant Excel sheets I've uploaded. So I'm naming them. So 95 and then, okay, the project name. So this will be 95 now. 095, 095. So I'll create my file. I've created my file now. It's even created multiple times because I was clicking enter, enter, enter. But yeah, created 3 times. So I can open this Excel file I've created, right? Let me show you what it looks like in the Excel that PattyPan has created. PattyPan just does the creation for you without so much stress. You just put all those information and then it creates the Excel file for you. So the only thing you have to do really, basically, in all of this is just like to describe your files on your laptop. If you describe the images on your laptop very well, like just the names of the images, when you put them on PattyPan will just use the information you have and the ones you've added on that table and then creates like the Excel sheets for you. So let's go to let's see where the files are. I think I have an idea where they would be. It created 3 times. They would go to the folder where I have uploaded this from. That's approved JPEG batch 91. Yeah, I'll just delete this one. So this is the folder here. This is the participant Excel sheet. So I'll move this just, I mean, you can keep it here if you want, but I have where I take them to. I'll move this to where I keep my participant Excel sheets so that I'm trying to keep like a clean work space and stuff. So this is 95. So I would open. So you see what the participant Excel sheet looks like, what participant has done with the information I gave to it. I think it has opened. Let's see. Oh, it may open. Okay. Sorry. Trying to open a file. Let's see. Oh, there is no issue. It's not opening. 1 minute. Oh, it's my distance shift, my hard drive shift. Shit. Okay, let's check if this will work now. I'm trying to like open the Excel sheets and because when I open the Excel sheet, I'll have to like work on the Excel sheets and like merge the name. I don't know why it's not opening. That's strange. Okay, this one opened. Okay, let's try it again. 95. Okay, yeah, tada, this is what we have. So this is what we have for this drawing. So we have parts, name, description, and categories. So this is what PattyPan did for us, basically. So PattyPan brought out the upload path, the name of the project, the description of the project, and the categories, right? So what I'll do is I would have to like do some work on this Excel sheets to like merge the name and the description together so that what I'll have is I'll have like the project. I'll just let me just show you stuff. I don't have too much time, so let me just show you what I'll do. I'll like work on these Excel sheets to create like make the name just one, and then I'll create put the categories as well, so that once I upload it to Wikimedia Commons, it has the category automatically. Don't forget that the other information is already there. The license, the author, and all of those things are already there. So they would. Is this like a question? Yeah, sure. You can get the presentation. Sure, you can. So I'll just work on the Excel now. What I'll do is I'll create a temporary sheet, and it's not very complex. I'll have to like go to my master sheet where I have, and most times if you work with an organization that maybe digitized the photographs or digitized or did the naming or creation of the metadata for you on an Excel sheet, if you work with an organization like that, um they would make all of these things easy for you. So they'll like give you like a master sheet, a master, you know, register where you have all the information, all the metadata, already sitting pretty. You won't have so much issues to deal with that. You just go there and get the required information you want. So I'll look for our projects that we're working on. Um, it's not supposed to be very far from here. Okay. Sorry, I'm looking for the projects. Project is MKO Abiola. MKO Abiola. Let me find that. Okay, Ilupeju Lagos. Yeah, this is it. So this is it. I would. Okay, nice. Let's see what we have here. That's number 921. Okay, great. It's not your zero sheet. Oh, it's 95. Okay. So I would copy the document's name from the master register for the three of them. That's this one here, right? Okay, this one, Ilupeju. I think this is the three of them, one, two, three. And I would move them to this one on our Control V. Usually there is like a formula we use to like remove spaces in front of the first letters, just because of in PattyPan, if a little mistake as like just one space can ruin your whole work. So just for benefit of that, usually just put in a formula to remove spaces from this. But we can see that there's no space on this one, so I don't need to do that. But I mean, I could show you. Just give me 1 minute, please. Do you want to start that again? Okay. Great. So we have like this is location, and so after we do this, we'll now have to like go to the data sheet here and copy like this name, right? The description, copy the description of this, because now we want to merge it, right? We want to merge all this together to have a compound name. See, we'll go to our temporary sheet we created. I will have that here. And so we'll merge these two together. Now, to merge these two together is like, usually for say you just do A1 plus B1, we'll merge this together and then you drag. But for this case, you can't just do A1 plus B1. The formula we use is equal to, right? We'll do A1 ampersand, right? And you put yeah, apostrophe, give a space, apostrophe. Then you have ampersand and you have B1, right? Yeah. So this is what it gives to you. Now I'll tell you what the difference this makes. If I did just A1 plus B1, the space in between for and block will not be there, right? But this formula I used now made it possible for me to have space between for and block. So like the end of this is location. Let me show you. It says location of sites on LSDPC map of portion of Ilupeju drawing one for block of offices for Chief MK Abiola. So this translates to one general description, right? It translates to one general description. And it's very important that we know the source of the image. So if the image you've taken is for a tribe in a particular region for your rites and rituals, you say for a local community in you say maybe say naming ceremony for so and so community, that would be your like a fixed title. So all your images would carry that particular title because that's like the base of the title. So the other descriptions are what makes up the metadata and makes your description even more prominent and gives your description gives it kind of more weight and findability. So when I have this here, I'll just basically like drag down and the others come out, right? But something with this is that I can't work with this like this, right? I would have to like copy this and paste it as a real value. That is the formula. I'll have to paste it as like real value and not as formula, right? Yes. Now I've pasted it like a real value. And what I'll do is that a lot of times on the data sheets, these things are arranged like in an ascending in a descending order from A to Z or from A to Z. But my template here, this one I have here is not the sheets is not arranged from A to Z. So I'll just like change this. I'll change this and I'll like sort it to come out from like A to Z, basically. Nothing much. I'll just reorder it. If I sort it A to Z, I'll continue with my correct selection and I'll sort it. So I'll have details, location, and site, right? And then this is what I would now copy. I'll copy this. This is just what I needed to do for the Excel. I'll copy this and I'll take it to like data. And on where I have the name, because this name seems kind of incomplete. The project name, that's where, no, not the project name, the description rather. The description of the project, which like makes all the data. I will change this one and I'll replace this one with that thing I just did now, right? So I'll go to my sheet and copy this, Control C, and I'll come to my data and I'll paste it here, right? And here's what I have. And I just have to cross-check that they are the same, right? So details for description, you see you see details of facing screen work. That was the first one. Location of site on LSDC, location of site on LSDC, site plan and plan of machine room, site plan and plan of machine room. So that means it's correct. When I have this done, when I have this done, the only thing I'll have to do next is like I'll have to just put in the categories. And you have to like create your categories before you um create your categories before you upload, or maybe after you upload, you can also create your categories if you know how to do that. But usually there's already a category for Wiki Loves Africa. So you just go ahead and put the category for that image, either for your local community or for the global competition or whatever categories you're going to be putting your image under. You just put the category. I have categories. I'll just want to copy from this is like for block of offices. I have a lot of categories for these files, which I am going to be like reformatting soon. But let me just copy the one I used for this other project here. So Control A, Control C. And then you paste here. So I'll put it like this. Instead of markets in Nigeria, I'll put it like offices in Nigeria, architectural drawings is a category, architecture in Nigeria is a category, buildings by marker, is a category as well. So that's what I'll be using for my categories. Don't forget, don't forget after creating these categories, after finish working on this SEO like this, right? The other this your temp the extra sheet you created, you have to like delete it. It's not relevant again. So what we just did for that this extra sheet is just so we can merge the description and the file name together, right? And make it more comprehensive and more compound. So you just delete these sheets, right? Yes, and then you save this, Control S, you save this. And once you do this, you're done, basically. So you see that it's not very complex, at least because I'm explaining to you. If I wasn't explaining to you, I already know my formulas, I already know what to do, I already have all of my data and everything I needed. If I have like 100 pictures that already have the description, this would take me like maybe for 100 pictures, maybe taking like maybe 10, 5 to 10 minutes to upload all 100. But imagine I was going to be using Upload Wizard and they have different description. That would be crazy. So the only work that comes with PattyPan is like doing the metadata description before you start the PattyPan. If you have an SEO, beautiful. If you have to describe it on your laptop, beautiful. That works, right? So I'll go ahead now and upload this to Wikimedia Commons. And how will I do that? I'll continue and upload. It's right here, just after I finish creating the file. Continue and upload. So for a lot of times, if you already have your description on PattyPan, right? If you already have a description and you already created the extension to PattyPan, sometimes all you need to do is you just have to like create like a category. You don't have to go through the rigors of like doing the cut and join if your project is not very complex. Like for photography projects that I've been working on for Right and Rituals, if you have your images already, taken and you have them on the folder on your laptop and you want to use PattyPan to upload all 100 of them and you have them properly described, you may not need to really work extensively on the PattyPan, right? You may not really need to work extensively on the PattyPan. All you have to do is just um, go there, uh, upload to PattyPan, and PattyPan will create an Excel sheet for you, and you just only need to add the categories, and you come back to validate and upload them, and all the images will be up, right? But if you want to, if you're working on more complex files like archives, like books and stuff, then it may take a little more steps. But for photographs, like I've done photographs in the past, I uploaded like this nationals, the Tesla Logo Stadium in Lagos, Nigeria, using PattyPan. I think about 10 pictures I uploaded at once. But what I did was I already described them and gave them proper descriptions, like as their file names on the laptop and on the folders they were. And so PattyPan just did everything for me. I just added categories and I uploaded. In less than 5 minutes, I had all those images on Wikimedia Commons. So I will validate and upload right now. And then I'll browse. Here I have to use the PattyPan Excel that was created, right? I'll have to use the PattyPan Excel that was created. This is the PattyPan Excel that was created. This one. Yeah. I'll open it and it will come out. So 3 files loaded successfully, right? If there's an error in your work, PattyPan will read it. you tell that there's two errors, there's one error. So you have to go back and look for where the error is coming out from. So I'll go to next. The images are showing already. This is what they look like, right? This is what this first one look like. That's it. Your images will show, they will come out. If you use PattyPan, this is what this one looks like. And then this is what this one looks like, right? And so I'll go to next, which is to log in. This is new. I mean, I didn't get to this point, but this is new. You need to sign in using a bot password, quickest them also. Like I have my login details, but let me see how this works. Sorry, let's just do this quickly. Let's do this quickly. One minute is login to be able to access this page. Okay, I'm trying to log in now. See work. The difference passing. Yeah. Finally, I mean, I think you guys need to clap for me after this stress. Like, okay, so I'll have to upload now, and I'll just tap on upload. So you can start uploading. Like, just logging in is like the last thing you have to do. If you log in and then you just upload, the first one has uploaded, the second one has uploaded, and then the third one will upload as well. I think we uploaded them completely right on time. And I'll just like, if I want to confirm this, I'll just like check on my commons to see if the images have uploaded successfully, which I believe they have. If you have another work to upload, you can upload next spreadsheets. So I'll just like go to my commons to see if I have been able to upload successfully. So this is my Wikimedia Commons. I'll check my uploads, and here we go. So these are the images I just uploaded. So this is what it looks like. PattyPan, right? And if I tap on one of the images, this is what it looks like, right? So I didn't put source for this image. If I have a source for this image, I'll put source. I think I'll just edit this and add a source, right? But if you have your source, you should know your source and you have add your source as well. But this is the author, it's there correctly and everything. The description as well, site plan machine for this is there. And then this permission, because of the source of the file I use, I'll have to like send an email to permissions, right? With the author consent for them to attribute license to this file, right? And when I do that, they will attribute license to the file. And then the categories are there already. Offices in Nigeria, architectural drawings, architecture in Nigeria, buildings by this person. And so you have that. And when they give the license to the file, let me show you quickly what that will look like. When they successfully give the license to the file, if they give the license to the file, this is what it will look like here, right? Permission. They've given the license to the file, but they will have to review it. And so after now, I'll just send an email to them and they will give license to the file. And yes, that's just basically how it works with using PattyPan. It's very easy if you have a number of files you want to upload at the same time. So thank you very much for your patience and the struggles you had to deal with it trying to log in and stuff. Yeah, thank you all. I appreciate the opportunity to share or teach this. Thank you very much, Hilary.